Hi everyone. Are you applying for jobs and hearing nothing back? Or maybe you're feeling stuck and don't know where to start anymore? Today's conversation is going to change that. I'm joined by Jeetesh, a mental health support group leader for job seekers under the guidance of South African Depression and Anxiety Group and career advisor, who's helping job seekers not only find opportunities, but actually stand out in a very competitive market. From avoiding job scams to fixing your CV for ATS systems and understanding what employers really want, this is going to be a practical, no fluff discussion. If you're serious about getting hired or even creating your own opportunities, stay with us because this might be exactly what you need right now. How are you, Jitesh?
Hi, good morning, Sadak.
Hi, good morning. Thanks so much for giving me your time.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. All right, Jitesh, to get the ball rolling, what are the biggest mistakes job seekers are currently making that prevent them from getting noticed?
I think I think one of the biggest mistakes are job seekers are using the one generic CV to send out to multiple uh, companies, or using the same CV to apply for many jobs. And the worst thing is employers can actually pick that up, that you're using the same CV all the time.
Oh, um, how do they actually pick it up, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, as you may know, some companies are networked. They have a network, and one
Okay,
CV can be seen by multiple people. It's like if
okay.
you, yeah, if you have your CV registered on a job application platform, many employees can see the same thing.
Hmm, hectic.
Yeah, so that's why your
Uh,
online presence is very important as well. And
okay,
and the and then the other mistake as well job seekers make is not researching the company. They're applying blind.
okay. What are 2 to 3 practical ways someone can immediately stand out in today's competitive job market, especially when applying online?
Okay, I think one of the ways they can do is actually network, and talk to people that's already in the industry. I think that really helps. And also they can upskill and see, well, focus on value, basically, on adding value, because that's what companies want. That's what employers want. They want to see if you, or how you can add value to their business.
Okay, that's awesome. How important is it to avoid scams, and how can job seekers identify trustworthy opportunities?
Okay, I think there's multiple ways. As as members can see in the comment section, uh, the poster on from the SEPs, how a job seeker can keep safe online and how to spot uh, a job scam. So one of the things can be, they're offering upfront fees, or they're asking for upfront fees for the job, and
Hmm.
you will also pick up grammar. Yeah, you also pick up grammar errors, as well as the company does not seem legit. Like
Hmm.
it may seem something new to the scene.
Yeah, and they probably offer you stuff that is too good to be true, isn't it?
Yes, most definitely.
All right. For someone feeling stuck or discouraged, what is the first practical step they should take today to restart their job search?
I think I think they should talk to family and friends, as well as trusted peers, and maybe see where they're going wrong. Because sometimes we miss the most simple but important details that employees pick up, and we miss. So having that seen by someone else, and we can correct it. Just talking, I think really helps.
Okay. All right. How does having an ATS-friendly CV actually impact a candidate's chances? And what are the key elements often people often miss?
I think the way ATS is working now, they work with keywords. Your CV actually uh, through a system called ATS, and that's
Okay.
auto tracking system, and it picks up on the keyword. So if you, for example, if you're applying for a job in the medical field, and one of the keywords they're looking for is qualified practitioner, and if you don't have that in your CV, then the ATS system kicks your CV out because that's what it's looking for, and it's not your fault because that's what the system is has been designed to do. Because I mean, employees are also dealing with like, thousands of CVs a day, and they're just putting your CV through that system. And if you're lucky to have those keywords in your CV,
So you just got to be one step ahead of the competition and all that sort of stuff, isn't it?
yes, you have to. And I think also understanding how the system works.
Mm.
Yeah, the ATS itself. Uh, because over like 80% of companies around the world now are using ATS for the recruitment purposes.
Awesome. All right, I'll get to my final question and then I'll get to the comment questions. All right. How does job searching sorry, one's mental health? Yeah.
Uh, Okay, well, that affects deeply, and it actually causes anxiety and rejection fatigue as well. When you get a rejection from an interview, your job seekers can go into depression, and also anticipating job responses can also fuel anxiety. So, there are support groups out there, especially from SADC, the South African Depression and Anxiety Group. There are a few support groups available for job seekers to reach out and get the support that they need.
Oh,
It's actually a very
uh-huh.
supportive community that a job seeker can join in and learn coping strategies and how to navigate through the unemployment landscape and keeping their mental health in check.
Awesome. All right. Here's the comment question here. This is from Jitan Rishika. All right. Hi, Jitesh. How does one structure a CV to differentiate from one company to another with affirmative in place? What are the ratios of employment?
Okay, I think you have to have an understanding as to what job you're applying, and align your CV to those jobs. For example, if you're applying in the medical field and maybe you say the transport, right? You're going to create two different CVs, ATS-friendly CVs. There are templates out there that you can use,
Mhm.
and you can actually put your CV through AI as well to ChatGPT or
Okay.
Gemini or anything like that. Yeah. Tailor your CV to the job that you're actually applying for. So, as I mentioned, if you're applying in the medical field, and put your most relevant experience in that field right at the top in your work experience. And same thing if you're applying for a job in the transport. I think the key here is to actually tailor your CV for the job you're actually applying for. Because many job seekers actually use the same work experiences, and they put like all of it, not actually focusing on the job that they're trying to apply for. And I think that's employers actually pick that up as well, and they pick up on gaps. They actually ask you what happened at the company, and you might be able to answer, why did you leave, or so what happened. So I think when you tailor your CV like that, then it prevents that question, because now you're offering the employer clarity as to what you actually want, and what you're offering in that in your CV.
Okay. So not to misinterpret what you're saying so that in the CV, if a person was at that X company and if the person doesn't include that company in there, it won't be such a train smash, especially if you may have left that company under, let's say, acrimonious circumstances or something like that.
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, all right, that's cool, Jitesh. All I gotta say the thanks so much for your time, and I hope. Okay, sorry, actually, there is another comment here. My apologies there. Okay, again from Jitin Rishka, I would think one CV should work across the board because it's a true reflection of the individual. But if you have to adjust, then how much is there a truth?
Yeah, most definitely. We would think it would work like that, and I think it should have worked like that. But
Mm,
um, ultimately, I mean, if one example, right? I give you one perfect example, prime example. Supposedly, you're applying for a job in ShopRite, for example, ShopRite Checkers. You want to be an administration clerk or cashier, right? But your CV says you're maybe computer scientist or engineer.
mm,
Do you think you're going to stand a chance that for getting that job? So I think to answer your question, definitely not using one CV throughout. I think uh, why why I'm actually saying that it should actually work because I mean even maybe a ShopRite employer will see that you're an engineer. That alone, that role itself will tell you that you're highly capable and intelligent to actually assume the role that they're offering. So yeah, definitely agree. But unfortunately, company not working like that anymore.
yeah. All right. All I gotta say, Jitesh, thanks so much for your time, and I hope to catch up with you once again in the future.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and I hope I've answered all the questions. If any of your audience members want to reach out, my number will be shared, and I'm not sure if you guys can see in the comment section the relevant posters from SADC in regards to the mental health support for job seekers.
It wouldn't be under the StreamYard comments, but it's actually under that YouTube post that I had created for you. I'm sure if you're referring to that one.
Yeah, it's the same one where
Yeah,
you posted those posters as well as
yeah,
uh, the safety tips as well.
yeah. That's all there. Thanks so much, man, and yeah, we'll catch up soon.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.